Hello, hello, hello. Cheers, Kevin here, and welcome back to Cheers, Kevin Games, and particularly to Monday, where we're playing some good old Euro Truck Simulator. Just looking for routes. I've been actually not playing much of either of the Truck Simulator games. I basically just record them for this Keep on Truckin' series, and then go back and record some voiceover on top of that, which I'm doing right now. I'm sitting here being awesome, chilling in front of my computer, just talking while I watch Previous Me drive. We're going to see how Previous Me manages to do. This truck, I like Volvo a lot. Or rather, I like the dashboard, but the dashboard is different and in a way that I didn't remember. And actually, I think I like this more than I liked the digital display one. So yeah, I'm excited. The big thing for me is whether I can see what the current cruise control setting is, because depending on the trucks that you're driving, the dashboards have different displays, and some of them don't have like an active cruise control, or if you're displaying the cruise control, you're not displaying other stuff. This one seems to provide all the information that I care about all in one convenient place, which is very, very exciting. But anyway, yes, hello, hello, hello. Of course, Keep on Trucking being kind of the series where I drive a truck and then just use it as an excuse to talk over it about nothing really related to trucking, just about kind of whatever. And I think we're due for another one of those. I think it's time for me to kind of chat with you a little bit about kind of the status of the gaming channel, because some of you have noticed not as much stuff. There was a week with no stuff, and then this last week there was a week with some stuff. I sort of decided that I was going to take a week off, which was nice and relaxing for me. I didn't really give much notice. And then I was like, all right, the week's over. We're going to come back. We're going to do everything full steam. And I realized, wow, okay, yeah, it's actually very difficult to spin back up, because I've had this whole thing of kind of pre-recording a bunch of stuff and making sure that I have stuff that's set to go out. So ideally, I'm not pushing stuff up the day that it goes out. I've got things kind of back-timed. And on this channel, was releasing 12 videos a week. And that's a lot of videos. Some of them are regular series that a lot of you are particularly excited about. Some of them are just kind of one-off things that some of you are excited about, some of you are not so excited about, and that's fine. But I want to address kind of what the plan is going forward, because I came back and I was like, all right, we're going to spin everything up. Obviously, right now is the time, from a tactical YouTube perspective, right now is the time to release as much stuff and to get you to watch as much stuff as possible, because it's the end of the quarter, and so everybody's watching YouTube, everybody's selling ads, everybody's trying to get as large as they possibly can, because after Christmas, everybody gets really, really depressed and sad and doesn't watch videos and doesn't buy things, and then, yeah, it's just the economic depression of the year. So it makes a lot of sense for me to be like, all right, we should do 3 videos a day or whatever. But I'm trying to figure out how best to balance my time. Working on a bunch of different commitments and trying to make sure that I don't drop the ball on anything. By the way, I'm sorry, apropos of nothing, Euro Truck Simulator is just freaking amazing. There's a lot more just kind of generic ruralness, but I actually really like that. It's very relaxing compared to America Truck Simulator. Of course, I swap back and forth between these two games, because I did at one point play through them to try, like, to completion, if you can call that, of just, trying to get through and see the entire map. That's not the point of this game. The point of the game is, like, I'm just going to drive for a little bit and relax and be alone with my thoughts, which is very pleasant. Or listen to audiobooks or whatever. Okay, but anyway, trying to work out how best to schedule things, how best to entertain you, because I want to be providing stuff. Of course, I'm speeding now. I'm using cruise control, but because I'm slightly downhill, cruise control is, yeah. I think I just decided I don't really care, because you don't get pinged for speeding quite as aggressively in Euro as you do in America Truck Simulator. But anyway, yes, I tweeted out last night, probably at like a terrible time to tweet it out. I said, okay, so I have a question, and this is really, it's more of a question where, like, I should just go and look at what other people are doing and emulate that behavior. But the question that I have is, if I need to scale things back, because I think that I do. I think that producing 12 things a week is great if I have some of it done in advance. Right now, I have nothing done in advance. Everything you're going to be seeing this week will have been produced after Monday right now. So who's to say? Well, I take that back. There's one episode of Undertale that I recorded last week because I thought I didn't have one in the bank, and I turned out to. Anyway, if I need to, what I want to do is I want to scale things back. I want to make sure that if I do need to take a break, like I did 2 weeks ago, that I can do that without causing a disaster. I want to have some sort of back catalog. And of course, that's very, very hard because I like interacting with you. And then I know it's very frustrating for you as a viewer to go like, hey, by the way, you were complaining about that thing. You should use this hotkey. It fixes it. Or change the setting. And then it takes 5 episodes for the person to realize to change the setting because they pre-recorded everything. That gets frustrating as well. I want to try and find a balance. But until I have enough of enough lead time, I think I'm going to scale back from trying to produce 12 videos a week. I'm going to try and probably bring it down to 1 a day. I'm also going to move the time up. I think I'm going to start releasing stuff at 1 p.m. Central Time or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think that's going to be kind of the goal. But I'm very tangenty today, so I apologize for that. The question that I tweeted out in the form of a Twitter poll, which I guess I could pull up on my phone right now and see what the most recent results are, was whether it makes more sense to just drop a bunch of things or to rotate various things. Certain things like Kerbal Space Programming, I think it makes sense to always just release that on Sunday because people who will watch that series expect it to come out on Sunday. Of course, that one I've been sort of absent on, but for the rest of stuff, do things have to be released on a regular basis? Do they have to be, all right, this time, this week is when exactly this thing comes out? Or can I say, all right, you know what, we're going to have, I may be playing 20 different games, but we're only releasing a video every weekday, and so you're going to get some surprise. And according to the poll, there were 12 responses, and 67% said just drop some series, and 33% said rotate posting times. I'm leaning much more toward rotating posting times. Although, who knows? I think that's what I'm going to try this week. Now, this means that if you are the type of person who's like, I really like Kevin only playing this one game, then it's going to kind of not be fun for you, because that means you can't go like, okay, I know that something's coming out on Tuesday. It means that you're going to, the basic, well, I mean, it puts the onus on me to be entertaining regardless of what it is that I'm doing, right? Really? Now, I know for some of you that is frustrating because you like the Minecraft series or you like the Kerbal Space Programming series. I'm struggling with both of those. I'm just going to be completely honest. The Kerbal Space Programming one, there's a new KOS version and there is a new KSP version. The new KSP version has a new satellite antenna system that I need to figure out what exactly to do with, whether I should just reboot the series or try and retcon some stuff in or just not go to the new version. I don't know. I don't want to stay behind too long. But we're also in this weird position of like, we did this moon landing that failed, and I don't know what exactly the next task should be, and I don't feel like it was a satisfying ending to that thing. And so I think like if we were to go back and be like, all right, now let's do some like just kind of coding stuff for a while, I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly needs to go on there with the Minecraft series. Some of you have already commented. You're like, hey, Kevin, you didn't get anything done, right? This was very slow paced because you're just trying to figure out how to do a thing. And I tried to indicate at the beginning of that series that that's kind of what that had to be. They're trying to do a Kerbal Space Programming thing where it's like, all right, I spend hours and hours of prep trying to script this thing out and then edit everything in post so that it makes some sort of narrative sense. It's really hard, especially for a language that I'm completely unfamiliar with. It would just require a huge amount of time. So that's been kind of a thing. I understand that it's frustrating. It's frustrating to go like, all right, hey, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to program this robot to go over here. And then we spend the entire episode going, okay, well, how do we do this? Let's test this. How do we do that? Let's test that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm trying to figure out ways that I can perhaps split the difference a little bit. I mean, obviously, right now, I'm shy of producing the amount of stuff that I was doing. So trying to say, all right, let's add an additional, like, 5 hours of I'll write the scripts in ahead of time and work through it. You kind of tutorial style, not necessarily viable, but trying to figure out ways that maybe I can at least go through and make sure that the idea is reasonably sound before we try stuff out. I don't know. trying to work that out. I also kind of just want to play a regular dang survival Minecraft because there are new things that I don't know at all anymore, and I feel kind of incompetent there as well. So it's dealing with a language that I'm not familiar with in a game that I'm no longer really familiar with, which is interesting. Who knows? Anyway, I know those are kind of the two series that people seem to most enjoy. Else Heartbreak, I think I'm happy with so far. I'm definitely going to keep playing that game. That's one where I do expect it to pick up a bit in terms of the amount of time that it takes to produce those videos, because it's going to start involving programming soon, and that's going to be very exciting, but also will require more time and effort. And all right, come on. Yeah, make that turn. Oh man, yeah, taking the left turns with trucks, 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to give you guys a heads up, you guys and gals. Okay, we look at the analytics, you guys mostly. So I wanted to give you a heads up as far as kind of what's going on with this channel and some of the changes that I'm looking to make. What I want to do is I want to find the stuff that you enjoy. If I'm making stuff that requires a lot of effort and does not yield much enjoyment on your part, then that's not a good use of either of our time. I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I'm trying to be spoiled, fine, I'll sit through this thing. And I don't want to be spending the time making this stuff if it's not something that you like. So I'm trying to narrow that down. But also, there are going to be places where those two goals collide. Places where, like, yeah, it'd be really cool to like prep a full-on tutorial Minecraft series thing, but man, that requires an awful lot of time that I just don't necessarily have at the moment. And I want to make sure that I am doing a good job of prioritizing the gaming stuff and the streaming and the book stuff, maybe. I have a lot of channels. I have a lot of podcast things that I want to be working on. There's a lot of stuff, and it's always the case. There's never enough time in the day. I mean, that's true for everybody, right? There's not enough hours in the day. Sleep is just the worst. It takes up half of our time, less than half. It takes up 2 hours a day. It takes up whatever amount of time it takes up. But anyway, I think what's going to happen, at least in the near term, is that I'm going to have stuff that's going to be released at kind of 1 p.m. Central Time on the weekdays. I am going to get the KS programming stuff back on Saturdays and on Sundays. Not sure about Saturday just yet. And then I'm going to try and add more time in and try and build up a little bit of a back catalog. Once I know that, like, oh yeah, if I needed to take a week off for whatever reason, I've got videos I can put out there, then we can look at kind of expanding things back up again. But I did kind of shoot things up pretty quickly, and yeah, want to be careful about that. But there we go, job completed. And with that, I will have to say I will see you tomorrow with some surprise video. We're going to go, I think we're going to long distance here. I debated back in ADR and long distance. Anyway. No. Chicken out. There we go. Alrighty, so I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.